Hello and welcome to the physics class. So today's topic is motion. So when we can say object is in motion. So when an object changes its position with respect to time. So when an object changes its position with respect to time, then we say object is in motion. So distance, in this case like distance, like if an object travel from one place to another place, then definitely it will travel some distance, right? So that means the path followed by an object, and the SI unit of the distance is in meter. So SI unit of the object is meter. So suppose A and B, there are the 2 points. So object can go like this also, object can go straight also, and object can go like this to this, like this also. So this is the path followed by the object. So if object follow this path, can follow this path, or can follow this path. So these are the path followed by an object. Displacement is the shortest distance. Out of three we can see this is the shortest path, so we can say shortest path. So that's why this is displacement. That means distance in a particular direction. SI unit is meter. So here I noted down some difference between the distance and the displacement. Distance cannot be zero, because if an object travel from one place to another place like A to B, then it cannot be zero. Displacement can be zero, like suppose if an object is like travel from this to this, and if I consider this is distance is d. Now if it travel back to this position, so since it is a vector quantity, since it has a direction, so that's why it is minus d. So if I add d minus d will be 0. So displacement can be 0, but distance cannot be 0 if a object travel from one point to another. Distance cannot be negative. We cannot say like 5 kilometer negative, but in this case, see, if it changes the direction in case of displacement, we can take minus negative. So that's why if a object have only magnitude, then we call it a scalar quantity, and if a object have the both magnitude as well as the direction, we say vector quantity. So another difference between the distance and the displacement: distance is scalar quantity and displacement is vector quantity. SI unit, both have the SI unit meter. Now distance can be greater than or equal in magnitude of a displacement, but displacement magnitude is always less than or equal to the distance traveled by. Consider this example, like if A to B, again I am taking the same example, A to B, it is traveling 5, right? And if it go like this, so it is like 7. So distance if is 7, but displacement is 5. So you can see distance is always greater than displacement. Okay, now moving to the next. What is uniform motion? So if a object travel equal distance in equal interval of time, then it is said to be in uniform motion. So if suppose in a object is traveling from one point to another point like A, B and C, and these are 2 kilometer, this is also 2 kilometer. If it is taking 10 minutes and here it is also taking the 10 minutes, then we can say okay, object is in uniform motion. What does it mean by the non-uniform motion? So suppose due to the traffic from this to this B to C end, it is taking 12 minutes, and earlier it was A to B, it was taking 10 minutes. So now we can say it is not equal, these two are not equal. So we can say if an object does not travel the same distance in equal interval of time, then it is said to be in non-uniform motion. Now speed, so speed is like it is the rate of change of position of object, like rate of change. So speed is equals to distance upon time. SI unit of distance is meter, time is second, so SI unit is meter per second. Again the distance, this is what this deals with the distance, so that's why this is what scalar quantity. Average quantity is the total distance traveled by an object upon the total time taken. So if an object travel distance s in time t, then we can say speed is equals to s upon t. Velocity is the rate of change of displacement. So displacement upon time, again it is a vector quantity. Why? Because displacement comes in a picture. SI unit is meter per second. Average velocity, so suppose initial velocity is u and the final velocity of an object is v. So average velocity, how average we know? We need to sum and then divide by the number of values. So in this case, like sum of these two initial, u plus v divide by 2. So average velocity. Acceleration is the rate of change. So rate of change of velocity is known as acceleration. So that means a is equals to v minus u upon t. SI unit is meter per second upon second. So we can write SI unit is equals to meter per second square. Now, so there are some conversion relation between the kilometer and meter. So in this case, like 1 kilometer is equals to 1000 meter. 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes, or we can write 3600 seconds. So in order to convert like 54 kilometer and we have to convert into the meter per second, what we need to do? We can convert either by multiplying by 5 upon 18 directly, or you can see here 1000. 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 and 1 hour is equal to 3600. If you cancel these, we can get 5 upon 18, and if you multiply, then we can find the value. Now question number 1. So a bus decreases its speed from 80 km per hour to the 60 km per hour in 5 seconds. Find the acceleration of the bus. So initial speed is equals to 80 km per hour. So we can convert it into the meter per second by multiplying by 5 upon 18, which is 22.22 meter per second. Similarly, the final speed is v, initial speed is u, 60 km per second, so 16.67 if we convert into the meter per second. So acceleration is what? Final speed minus initial speed upon time. 16.67 minus 2.22 upon 5. So answer is minus 1.11 meter per second square. Don't add the unit. Okay, moving to the next. So graphical representation of a motion. So you can see the first is like is a straight line passing through origin, and this is a distance time graph. So if there is a uniform motion, then graph is always a straight line like this. If it is non-uniform motion, then graph is always curve. Now area under the distance time graph gives the distance traveled. Area under the speed time graph gives the distance traveled. So we know speed is equals to distance upon time. So distance is equals to how much? Speed into time. So area, we always know like area is always multiplication, right? If there is a speed time graph, and if this is this, if it is a rectangle, so we know S into T will give us the area, which will be the distance traveled by. Slope. So slope of a distance time graph, so slope is like y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. So y, if you see in this case, y is distance, and in this case x is time. So distance upon time always give us the speed. So that's why slope of a distance time graph give us the speed. Slope of speed velocity time graph gives the acceleration. Same thing, acceleration is equals to v minus u upon t. If there is a graph v and t, and if like this, slope we need to find out. This is u initial velocity, this is final velocity, and time is like t1, and this is what t2. So we can find v1 minus u1 upon t2 minus t1. This is the slope, and this is nothing but the acceleration. Okay, so what you can say about the motion of an object whose distance time graph is a straight line parallel to the time axis. So if you see, this is what distance and this is what time, and if distance is not changing, that means it is parallel. So that means we can say object is stationary. Okay. Now equation of motion. Moving to the next topic, equation of motion. So there are three equation of motion, like v is equals to u plus at, s is equals to ut plus half at square, and v square is equals to u square plus 2as, or you can write like v square minus u square is equals to 2as, where v is the final velocity, u is the initial velocity, a is acceleration, and s is the displacement or the distance traveled by the object in time t. Now question number 2. Racing car has a uniform acceleration 4 meter per second square. What is the what will it cover? What distance will it cover in 10 seconds after the start? So after the start, that means the initial velocity will be 0. Acceleration is already given 4 meter per second square and time is t. So now they ask us to find distance. So can we use this one? S is equals to ut plus half at square. If you substitute the value, u is initially 0, then half a, and time is already given like 10. So we can find 200 meter. So in your mind, like you're thinking like, why we can't use this one, like v square minus u square is equals to 2s. Yes, if the final velocity is given, initial velocity is given, then you can find out. But if you see, there is final velocity is not given. So first of all, we need to find out final velocity using v is equals to u plus at, and then you can utilize this one. So in this case, we have to use two formula to get the values. So either way is right. If you want, you can use it. Now moving to the next question. So a stone is thrown in a vertical upward direction with a velocity of 5 meter. If the acceleration of the stone during its motion is 10 meter per second square in the downward direction, what will be the height attained by the stone, and how much time will it take to reach there? So initial velocity in this case is given like 5 meter per second. Stone is moving upward direction, so acceleration is in downward direction, so that's why a is equals to minus. Why acceleration? See, acceleration is in downward direction, that means acceleration due to gravity, which is acting downwards like this. So that's why against the gravity, this is what against the gravity, so that's why it is what negative. If your object fall from the top building, in this case we can take positive, but if it is going upward, then it is against the gravity, that's why it is what minus 10. Now at the maximum height, always the final velocity, because you know at the maximum height, it will, if it is at maximum height, the velocity will be 0. At the maximum height, the velocity of the object is 0. So that's why the velocity, final velocity will be 0. So now we can use 2as is equals to v square minus u square, and s is equals to v square minus u square upon 2a. Final velocity is 0, so that's a 0 square, 5 square upon 2 into a. A is what? Minus. So we can write minus 25 upon minus 20, which is s is equals to 1.25. So they ask us to find out the height. So height is 1.25 in this case. Now they ask us to find out the time. So you can use v is equals to u plus at, or time is equals to v minus u upon a. V is 0, u is 5, and time is minus 10. If we divide, then we can write answer is 0.5. So this is how, like if it is max, it attains the maximum height, then the final velocity at the maximum height will be 0. Now a ball is gently dropped from the height of 20 meters. So this is what 20 meter. From there a ball is dropped. So since ball is dropped, so that's why the initial velocity is 0. If velocity increases uniformly at the rate of 10 meter per second square, that means it is acceleration, and height is given 20. So what they ask us to, with what velocity it will, is a final velocity they are asking. So v square minus u square is equals to 2s. If we substitute the value, then we can write v is equals to 20 meter per second. Similarly, they are asking at what time it will strike. So we can use this one using the time formula. V minus u upon a is equals to t. V is 20, we already calculated, u is 0, a is 10, so 2 seconds. So now the speed time graph is given, how far the car traveled in 4 seconds. So area under the speed time gives us the distance. So in this case, if I consider this is what right angle triangle, so half into base into height. Base is 4 and height is, you can see there is 6 meter height. So this is like area under the graph I am taking, considering. So it is like 12 meter. So this is how we can find the area under the graph. Like if there is area we can consider it as a right angle triangle, and in this case half base into height. So thank you very much. In case of any doubt, you can reach out to me, and have a great day. If you like, share and subscribe with your friend. Thanks.